So I've been hearing lots of complaints about the latest Supreme Court decision allowing parents to opt out of LGBTQ curriculum at public schools. And people aren't really getting the whole story. When I was in school, we didn't have these storybooks or anything of that nature because it wasn't considered age appropriate. If anyone brought a book like that to school, we'd be in pretty deep trouble. But times have changed. Many blue states have, even some purple states, now have these books with so-called, that they're trying to paint it like it's LGBTQ inclusion in many stories, and that's not the case. I'm not saying all these storybooks are bad. Some of them could have happy endings, but some of these reading materials make it to the school library are pretty disturbing. This isn't just LGBTQ. This isn't a straight issue or a gay issue or a trans issue. This is an issue of common decency. Now, all 50 states have laws on the books saying you got to be 18 or older to buy sexually explicit materials at the store. We have to show our ID. And these materials are in our public schools. Now, am I saying magazines like Playboy magazine or Penthouse magazine or anything like that with pictorials are in our schools? No. But if anyone has ever picked up a copy of those magazine like that, you'll see the erotica section. And they get very explicit in these stories that they tell to turn people on. Isn't that the point of pornographic materials in general? With the pictorials, a dirty movie. Isn't that the explicit purpose? But these so-called storylines are actually required reading material in many school districts. It's not one of your raunchy romance novels. They get extremely detailed on what this person's doing to the other. And ask yourself this question. Do you want your children reading that for your homework assignment? For their homework? Reading a book like that, whether it's straight, gay, trans, or anything along those lines? I would think not. So a bunch of parents in Maryland decided to just sue. And they made the argument before the Supreme Court that LGBTQ material infringed on their religious rights. Well, there is separation between church and state. However, school teachers should not be teaching kids politics. These lessons should not be given to kindergarteners because they're confused as it is. They're just learning. And you shouldn't fill their heads with anything like that. It's just amazing on how some people twist things to meet their agenda. If you don't believe me, look into it for yourself. There's these activists on the left whining. This is a bad day for America. Stop the hate. How about have some common decency and stop preaching politics to kids? Let them be their own person. Don't let them read smut in class. Now, there was the one time when the rap group 2 Live Crew came out. The school confiscated the cassette tapes. Why was that? Because 2 Live Crew used the worst language. And it was not appropriate to play on school grounds. Now, shouldn't the same standard apply to reading materials? This is quite a double standard, isn't it? I sure think so.